What's going on, guys? This is TM25MD, and we're back with another episode of From Zero to Grandmaster. Last episode, we finished by hitting silver rank, which was pretty good. And today, we'll try and amount some more gold. I did all the solo challenges off screen, and I did some practice games with Magmar off screen to level up to level 10. So we can build a basic Magmar deck and hit the ladder with that, and then hopefully get some gold and try and climb the ladder some more, and we can expand our our collection a little bit more and start building viable budget decks for the factions that we decide to start off with. So after hitting rank 10 with Magmar, you get access to Plasma Storm, which I think is essential before you start any games with any ladder games with Magmar. Plasma Storm will be very good, very helpful. So let's just start building with Magmar. Remember, we did pull a Iridium Scale, so we can get some value there and whatnot. So we will use it because we will be starting off with Voth, and an Iridium Scale gives you General Frenzy. And Voth's Bloodbound spell gives him plus attack, so you can potentially deal a lot of face damage as well as clear board with Iridium Scale, so we'll include that copy right there. We will also include 3 Greater Fortitudes, and I'll go over why in a little bit. But in general, it is very good for buffing up your minions, especially the golems, and Primus Shieldmaster. Primus Shieldmaster becomes a 5/8, which is with Provoke, which is fantastic, so that's great. We also pulled a copy of Flash Reincarnation, of which we can get our golems out earlier, and then we can use things like Greater Fortitude, and then that would be great. So we'll also include a copy of that. Dire Frenzy is also fantastic in terms of for similar reasons to Iridium Scale, dealing damage and clearing board. So let's say you have a minion and it dies to something that has more attack than the minion's health. You can use Dire Frenzy, hit the general's face, and potentially clear that minion while dealing face damage. So it's fantastic. So we'll include 1 copy of that in there. Natural Selection is one of the most powerful removal cards in the game. One of Magmar's best cards, even in constructed lists. It's one of the best cards it can have, so we'll include 3 copies of that. Voth's Brutality is fantastic pseudo removal, helps us deal with backline threats for that turn. It is in general a great card, even in constructed, so we'll include a copy of that. As I said, Plasma Storm is a great board clear, so if we're playing someone like Abyssian, we played a lot of Abyssian last episode, so we'll dealing with all those Wraithlings is of the essence, so we'll have 3 copies of that. It's also good against Lionar and Songhai, so we can deal with the ranged minions that are in the back line. So let's include 5 copies of that. Adamantine Claws are a fantastic finisher with Voth. You just scales his attack even more, so I'll include 3 copies of that. Lucidator is a fantastic minion. You can trade with Silverguard Knight, which is the 3/5 minion with Provoke in Lionar, and survive at the cost of 4 damage to your general, which I think is notable. And if you're just ahead on board and life, you can potentially use this card as a finisher, so we'll include him in there. We can pass on Extinction Event as we don't have any minions with Rebirth. So going through this. Dealing with dispelled minions with Dying Wish or any sort of effect is difficult for Magmar, so we'll include 2 copies of Feral Shroud, which will be good. And dealing with artifacts is also difficult for Magmar, and really helps against those things like Jaxi and Riva's Bloodbound spell and Ragnar's eggs, Bloodbound spell egg, which turns into a Ripper. Blood Tier Alchemist is fantastic for that, and it's good for trading in general while developing a body, so we'll include 3 copies of that. Going through the remainder of our collection, Healing Mystic is great through its versatility of healing your general, or it can just heal up an injured minion like Primus Shield Master and whatnot. So we'll include 3 copies of that. And ranged is always good to have, so we'll include the 1 copy of Jaxi that we have, as well as 3 Veil Hunters, because Veil Hunter with Greater Fortitude becomes a 3/4 body, and it deals with the basic ranged minions like Widowmaker. So you'll be pretty good against that. You can kill it, survive, and still take a hit. It also survives Phoenix Fire from Songhai, which is great. It survives. You'll probably be out of natural selection range with that 3 attack. As for Lionar, it will survive Tempest, it will survive True Strike, but not the combination of the 2, which is great. So that's why we have Veil Hunter in here, and plus range is just great in general. Looking through the remainder of our cards here, I think it's great to have 3 Repulsor Beast. Actually, we only need 2 as our removal package, because we do have natural selection and Plasma Storm as fantastic removal, and plus we have cards like Voth's Brutality and Iridium Scale and Dire Tide Frenzy to deal with minions, so we don't need all 3 Repulsor Beasts. It's not a great body, but it has a very powerful effect, so we'll include 2 copies of that. Arrow Whistler is great because it'll have some synergy with our Veil Hunters, increasing its attack, and it's a 4 health minion, meaning it'll survive things like Phoenix Fire again. As well, if you get a Greater Fortitude on this, it'll have 4 attacks, so it'll avoid Plasma Storm, which kills everything with 3 attack or less. So we'll include a copy of that in there. Going through this some more, we do like the Primus Shield Master because it does work very well for offensive purposes. So we'll include a copy of that. We don't have any draw, so we need a steady curve, and we do have some very cheap spells in the list. We might run out of cards quickly, like Greater Fortitude and Flash Reincarnation. We can definitely throw a copy of Spelljammer in there, and that's always good. It's looking through the rest of the list. We can definitely flash out Sunsteel Defender, and again it goes well with Greater Fortitude. So we'll throw that in there. And since we do have the flash, we can include 2 copies of Bright Moss Golem. And let's see how we can refine this some more. Since we do have flash, we can get this guy out on 7 mana, which is fantastic. So let's see what we can cut for it. Seeing that we do have a lot of tempo plays, I'm actually inclined to replace the Repulsor Beast, as weird as that may sound, because we do have a lot of removal that we can do with efficient trading for single target and natural selection as well. So I'm inclined to actually replace the Repulsor Beast. So I'll throw that guy out there, include 1 copy of World Core Golem, because that can just be a win condition if we're able to get it out, and should the game go to late game. So that's great. As for our 2 drops, how many do we have? Ideally, the number of turn 1 plays when going first is, for minions, is 9. Gives you about a 90% chance of having a turn 1 play, which is ideal. So right now we have, I don't really want to count Ephemeral Shroud nor Blood Tear, but Blood Tear is an acceptable turn 1 play. It's just susceptible to if your opponent has a Blood Tear Alchemist, right? So what do we have so far? We have Jaxi and Healing Mystic, which are great turn 1 plays, so that puts us up to 4. Same with Veil Hunter, so that puts us up to 7, and with Blood Tear, that makes 10 turn 1 plays, which makes we can play a decent amount of 4 drops, which we do have. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 4 drops, which I think is great, leaving us with room for 1 more card. We can definitely include White Widow, as that's ping, but between I would like some more melee things, so we can include something like Silhouette Tracer, which would be great with Adamantine Claws, and it's a good body as well, so we can include that. Or we can include the Night Watcher, which is another minion with Force Field, which goes great with Greater Fortitude, so I'm actually inclined to include the Night Watcher. So that's our deck so far. We'll hit the ladder trying and complete that Lionar quest, and get some more gold, buy some more packs, and hopefully do well enough with it. So we have to play 8 games and play 4 games with Magmar. So we're playing Ragnarok, which has the Bloodbound spell of Propagate Rage, which develops a 0/1 egg, which can turn into a Ripper, which is a 3/1 with Celerity and Rebirth. So looking at this hand, I like the Bloodshot Alchemist. I think it's a little bit early for this guy, though. With Voth's Brutality and Iridium Scale, but that's a little bit greedy in my opinion. I like the Greater Fortitude because we have a lot of minions in our deck that can utilize it. So I'm actually inclined to replace. I could actually replace the Greater Fortitude, though it's going to be very helpful in this matchup. So we'll replace the Iridium Scale. I think this will be more impactful. The more Blood Tier Alchemists we have is great. I'm really tempted to just play Blood Tier Alchemist and Greater Fortitude, but I feel like that will be better with Sunsteel Defender. And I'm of course going to keep the second Blood Tier Alchemist. So Elucidator is nice, but it doesn't clear a Primus Shieldmaster. But it can with Blood Tier Alchemist. So Cryptographer and Propagate Rage is a good play. I would imagine, seeing that he has 3 Magmar ribbons, he has a somewhat refined egg deck, and that's a Rex. This is why I held on to the second Blood Tier Alchemist, was to play it against this guy. We can pass on the Elucidator for right now. The beauty of this play right here so we can do 2 things. We can play this on the tile, the Rex will run into it and die, taking away the force field of this guy. But I think I would rather play the Sunsteel Defender defensively and get rid of that Ripper. And trade this in. Because the reason why I didn't want to do it the other way around was because the force field would be, it'll take away the force field from Rex. And it's just an easy Greater Fortitude and have this clear the Sunsteel Defender and survive, which is actually pretty big. Whereas this positioning is a little bit more defensive, so it actually works out that way. I don't know if he's playing Plasma Storm. It's something that we can't really figure out just yet. It's a young Silithar, of which we can kill. A Zoetic Charm. That we cannot kill. Alright, so we can do a couple things here. We can equip the claws and just go face and say YOLO, but I don't think that's the correct thing right now. We can natural select that. It's not really worth it because it's a Rex. You can Greater Fortitude and Voth's Brutality this guy, which I kind of like, and Bloodbound Spell as well. So I think the most obvious replace here would be the Adamantine Claws. Double Greater Fortitude. I don't want to go all in with the double Greater Fortitude. Reason being is he could just kill it with the Egg Morph, and I'll be down 2 cards. So I think just 1 is fine, and we'll Voth's Brutality this guy. And we'll just go face here, since we can't remove the Zoetic Charm just yet. So we'll be doing 8 to him, putting him down to 16. He's also low on cards. I think we should be just okay. I like to see this Night Watcher because I do see cards like Zootic Charm. I see 3 Magmar Ribbons. This could be very good against. This can be very good against Mechanter if he has it. So my next turn actually just might be Night Watcher and Greater Fortitude. I don't like playing 2 cards in a turn, but unfortunately we have to. We might have to. So making the obvious replace might be Natural Selection, hoping to pull a Plasma Storm. That would be fantastic play. That would be a fantastic pull this next turn actually, if we could pull Plasma Storm. That's a Bellow. Is he actually running the trial? I'm not sure. No, he's not. He's not actually running the trial. Okay. So that gives this guy enough attack to survive. Maybe we can do away with the Greater Fortitude. Jaxie, huh? Okay. So the play I like here would be to Natural Selection this. Remove that Zootic Charm. Make this a 50-50. Save us some damage on our face and call that a turn. There's Plasma Storm, which is nice. So it actually hits us, which is, you know, just okay as well. Because right now he has 7 damage. He can put us to 6. But if he does that, he just dies. Another Bellow could be pretty bad, to be honest. Could be pretty bad. Runs away, which is actually no, it doesn't run away. See what he has. He could have a Dancing Blades in trade, which would be pretty good. Actually, not sure. This could be a Lava Lance. Okay, that also gets rid of our Sunsteel Defender. See what else he has. I would like to hold on to the Plasma Storm for one more turn, to be quite honest. Ooh, which I don't think we can actually do. Can Plasma Storm and Bloodbound Spell and hit him for 5. But I would like to use it next turn. I do want to hit him. He has 2 cards. Putting me down to 11. 2 Risens hitting me is 6. Greater Fortitude is 8. Let's replace this actually. I don't want to be punished by Mechanter. And I like it right here. Adamantine Claws could just win us the game next turn. But we'll see. We have a Plasma Storm for all these guys, so I think we're okay. That's why I wanted to hold on to it for a little bit longer. Just in case he starts body blocking. We can just get a very powerful thing off. But if we are able to hit with this, we actually have lethal, so if Bionic Insight. He's looking for cards. If we're able to hit with this, we win. See what he got, or what he has. Cryptographer. Okay. If he has another Rex to body block here, he stays alive. He does not, so we actually have lethal here. Well played. I actually didn't know. He had a Zoetic Charm, so I thought it was a pretty refined deck. Then I saw Risen, which was also a pretty nice pull on his end. So we got 15 gold there, which is great. And we hit rank 11, which means we get Starhorn, of which we won't be able to build around very soon, because he's a very specific kind of general, usually aggressive. So if you're building Starhorn, you need expensive cards like Decimus and Spelljammers for sure. So all those together would amount to 5,400 Spirit, which is a lot, and that's just 2 specific cards. But anyways, we got a Vothmir, so we'll see how this one goes. Alright. This guy dies to Plasma Storm, but he's nice if I can get a greater Fortitude. This I don't see helping too much. It's a little bit early for Plasma Storm, so I'm going to throw mine away. Get a natural selection. Okay. Let's throw the Mystic back. The only... Ooh. That actually makes me want to change my play up. Put it there. Potentially ramp into a Force Field minion next turn. If this is a 2-drop natural selection, then it can be a little bit of a trouble. A little bit of trouble. Earthwalker. Okay. Greater Fortitude. Yikes. Okay. So I can just equip the Adamantine Claws and kill it. Let's get rid of this. Yeah, it probably has Plasma Storm. Can play Spelljammer. Or Night Watcher. You can play Spelljammer or Night Watcher right here, and that allows this guy to live. He plays around natural selection a little bit. As opposed to the claws, he can just kill it and develop something. I think I like developing Sunsteel Defender. So we'll do that. Force him to trade into it. That will go up to 5, so actually no, I don't want to hit it. Because I could potentially take 10, so I won't hit it. I'll force him to trade. Because I can always hit it next turn. And if he wants to eliminate it, you know, he's going to stay where he is. Okay, so if it's a natural selection, fine. He's using resources. It's rather to see him spend his hand as opposed to okay, Hailstone Goal. All right. Natural selection isn't doing us any good here, so let's replace that. Iridium Scale is fantastic, actually. Can do that and Jaxi, which I like. So we can do that this turn. Eliminate 2 things, hit that. Shoot that. So if he clears it, it just dies to another hit, which I like. Or he can just remove my Iridium Scale right now, his choice. This Jaxi position also forces him to, play an extra minion to take this tile. Just makes it a little bit awkward in positioning as well. He could just play Plasma Storm, but that means my Iridium Scale stays intact, unless he wants to give me the 1/1, which I don't think is his play. So let's see what he has. A Bright Moss Golem would be pretty bad, actually. But we can always equip an Adamantine Claws and try and clear it. I think I want to replace... I'll keep the Dire Tide for one more turn. Maybe I'll keep Spelljammer, but I don't want to give him cards. So he actually has Adamantine Claws. That's interesting. Okay. Don't really want to give him cards, so I'll replace that. Healing Mystic. I think the play is this right here. So if he Plasma Storms here, I get a 1/1. Which is still a good play for him. Adamantine Claws puts on a lot of pressure, so looking for another Blood Tier would be great. He doesn't have it, which is fine. Can't natural selection it either. He just hit it. For no reason. Unless he has a Tiger. Okay. I didn't think he knew what Force Field did. So take another one. Move up ranks a little bit. We might see, as we get higher in silver, we might see some more more refined deck and actual constructed decks, and start losing then. But right now, I think we're doing just okay. Got Kalios, not really the best matchup, especially when he's going first. We could play Flash Sunsteel turn 1. And Songhai doesn't really have much to deal with it, so I'm going to replace this guy. And he still has 7 health, which I think is fantastic. We can definitely throw a Dire Tide in this next turn, the turn after. But I actually just like playing the Arrow Whistler, so I'll probably replace this again. So I'll replace that. Sunsteel Defender. I actually like playing the Bright Moss first. Simply because if I just played, Sunsteel Defender, he can just come up, hit it, and then Phoenix Fire. Granted, that will be his turn, but it means I just lose I lose the trade there for 2 mana. So it runs away, which kind of stinks. This could be an Arrow Whistler. Or, ooh, Bloodbound Mentor. Let's replace this guy. I think I'll just play this guy here. Better than the Sunsteel Defender. Just move on forward. Call that a turn. If we can find some Greater Fortitudes, we'll be in a great spot. Speaking of which, Yeah, that'll be fantastic. Bloodshot Alchemist, he could be playing Heartseeker. Phoenix Fire. Double Phoenix Fire? I'm actually happy if it's a double Phoenix Fire. Knuckle Storm. That's interesting. Okay, so he's going to get a copy of Blink next turn. But he didn't really develop anything, so I'm fine with that. I'm actually okay with that. I could definitely replace the Bloodshot Alchemist. And I'll just move on forward here. Play Sunsteel Defender here. Is it better to play Bloodbound Spell or Greater Fortitude? I think I'll play the Greater Fortitude on that. Get his face for 4, call that a turn. We'll potentially play something like Dire Tide. We're low on cards, which stinks, so that means we just have to tempo him out and apply a lot of pressure, which I think we're doing right now. We got a 5/5 with Force Field, and we have 4/5. So we're definitely in the right spot. He could have actually cleared the Bright Moss Golem with his face. Another Knuckle Storm, that's 2 damage, so he can actually trade it. Meditate. Oh boy. So he's got 5 more Knuckle Storms. 6 more, including the one that's still left in his deck, assuming he's running 3. We can definitely replace the Healing Mystic. I think Primus Shieldmaster is a fantastic pull right now. Play around Dancing Blades. Just hit him for 7 here. It's going to be difficult for him to deal with this unless he draws those extra Knuckle Storms, I guess. Because the next one will do 3 damage and one after 4. So in order for him to have those Knuckle Storms, he must have had the 3rd in hand or replaced. Oh, okay. This Dragon Seal is a good play. I don't know if that saves him, though. So it eliminates my Veil Hunter, and he has Inner Focus, which clears the Primus Shieldmaster. But he is dead, because we have Elucidator. And well played. Nice. Hopefully we have enough to buy a pack, maybe after this coming game. I'm not quite sure. Let's see if we have enough. Nope, we need to play one more game to get that gold. And then we can get another 50 by finishing it out. And then we can refine our deck a little bit more. I don't know how many Magmar games we've played. I think we just played 3. I don't know if I played any beforehand. Outside of the practice. Not sure. I think it just might have been 3. So it looks nice that we've won like all our games, but once we get close to gold, we might start losing a lot because people just have better decks than us. So let's get rid of the World Core Golem. The Greater Fortitude is great. This is a turn 1 play. They have Mirashas, possibly. So we'll replace that. This is good. These both are good. Probably replace the Greater Fortitude. Gotcha, Alchemist. Fortunately, that's our turn 1 play. It's susceptible to, again, opposing Blood Tier. and Bone Shield Barrier, which is a 2-mana spell that deals 2 damage around the general, the enemy general, and it includes 2 damage to the general. So Rock Pulverizer. I didn't know that was a basic, but sure. Oh, and a second wish. We might just have to dispel that. But let's replace this one. Maybe I should have kept it, but there's no way I could have known that I would have pulled Elucidator, because if we had that that Blood Tier, we could just Elucidator and Blood Tier it and be in a fantastic spot. I'd rather save the natural selection for like a Fireblaze Obelisk, if possible. So I think the Dispel's better. Could trade this in so he doesn't kill this for free. But I don't want him to put another second wish on it, so maybe I'll just clear now. Feels awkward that I spent essentially 3 mana just to get rid of it, but he spent 4 mana on that card, so I think that's a fine trade. Oh, he's playing Wanderer? Oh, no. This is what I'm saying, we just might lose. And a Teethermancer. Okay. Thankfully that dies to Elucidator. But that means he can get Mithron online next turn. But we have the answer with natural selection, which I like. And dispelling the Elucidator doesn't really do anything, because we're going to get the 5 damage in right now anyway. So if he wants to play his Mithron, great. It's not the best play. I couldn't stop him from taking the tile anyways. I mean, I could have. I could just play the Elucidator. Okay, so there's Wanderer, which kind of sucks. Is he actually going to punch that? I don't think so. I don't think that's your play, because that just makes it weak to natural selection, and I get 10 damage in. I would love it if he punched it, but I don't think that's the play. It's not. All right, so totally didn't see that, the Wanderer. All right, we can trade and hit going down to 12. Okay. He only has 1 Blood of Air in the list and 1 Sandswell Reader. Oh boy. I actually like developing Veil Hunter. Maybe I'll get rid of the Primus, 1 Primus, see what we get. That's nice, actually. It can allow us to be aggressive this turn. Because if we get 16 damage in, this is tricky. Maybe I just play the Sunsteel Defender and the Veil Hunter. Pull out a turn. I mean, I have to start hitting him. He'll just outvalue me, especially my decks. Unless I can draw like World Core Golem and Flash, then our shots of winning are very low right now. It's unfortunate that we can just lose to 1 card. But we'll see. If he moves his general there, it's fine, I guess. Takes another 3. Tropic Decay. So that's his entire turn. With Bloodbound spell. Or 2-drop. Looks like a Healing Mystic. Doesn't choose to clear. Because I have a greater fortitude, we can just do more damage with this. I think you should trade. I think that's the smarter choice. I mean, you could opt to go face, but I don't think it's the greatest play. So that's the one Entropic Decay he has, which is fine. Unfortunately, we just have to start going face on him. He has Obelisk, okay. I think we can ignore that for now. Let's replace this guy. Arrow was there. Okay. So we'll Voss Brutality this. And we just have to start going face, otherwise we lose. Which kind of sucks, but I would prefer it if got like a spawn here or here, but oh well. So can just afford to start going face on us. Again, he only has one Blood of Air, one Sandswell Reader, so his options of Arid Unmaking, that's interesting. So his options of clearing this are rather limited. How do we win? Drawing a Wasteland Wreath, that's interesting. Drawing a Adamantine Claws will be super helpful, actually. So let's replace this. Okay. Fortunately, we do not have the mana to play everything. And we can only do 8 damage to him right now, which kind of sucks. I kind of like my Primus Shield Master intact. Get rid of that. Spell that. And Bloodbound spell. We really need like an Adamantine. Ooh, World Core Golem. That might be too slow, but it might be the only way that we win. So, we could be in a little bit of trouble. Lodestar. That's very interesting. This, I don't see myself winning with this card, so this is how we're winning, which kind of stinks. I don't know why that's all the way back there, but oh well. That's hilarious, actually. I mean, we can play. I think we actually have to do this. Buff this guy's attack up. Actually, I'm going to keep him here to keep the Lodestar there. Buff my attack up. We're 2 off lethal, which really sucks. Or excuse me, 4 off lethal. So at this point, I think I just go for it. It's just better to trade. especially since he has no answers in his list. I think it's better to trade. And we can kill him next turn if I punch here, so fortunately he goes all the way over there, which kind of sucks, but we can kill him next turn. This is very close. I'll probably replace Primus Shieldmaster to look for like Plasma Storm. We have 3 in the deck, so we can try and kill him that way. It's a 1 in 9 of killing him, so it's about 11% chance of killing him next turn. Especially if he doesn't play anything right here. If it's big, then we're in trouble. But Plasma Storm wins us the game, and probably a natural selection as well. So I will replace that. Looking for it. There's 1 card in hand. If it's bigger than 3 attack, then we could be in trouble. It's not. Oh boy. So doesn't really help us. Plasma Storm. I actually can't punch it or I lose. So if we had Plasma Storm, we won, but I think this is the better play. That actually sucks. We need a Plasma Storm. If that gets more than 1 hit, we lose. That's such a bad way to go out. That's so frustrating, actually. It's a shame. Oh well. I think we could have just easily won that, but you know, if you want to win, you play like Wanderer and stuff. Unfortunately, as I said in my tier list, like Wanderer is though good against mid-range decks and control lists. It just really scoops to some. It actually even loses to some mid-range and some control decks like Creep Cassava and like heavy control INR. But it just loses to aggro and whatnot. But I felt like we had a very good shot of winning that. Alright, anyways, we can't gloat. Plasma Storm is very good against Liner, especially Zoran. So is Big Minion, so we keep that. This is all around like a decent hand, so we'll keep it. We'll see. This is a little frustrating loss. Unfortunately, we cannot natural selection that. So having something with 1 attack, probably throw that back. Even with Healing Mystic, we couldn't natural selection that. So let's just take the tile away from him. Play Jaxi. Next turn we could play either Spelljammer or Primus Shieldmaster. Tempest would be interesting. Sunrise Cleric, okay. Fighting Spirit. Wow. That means I can't actually kill I can't actually kill the Sunriser. Well, never mind. Oh, you probably got the slow off the Fighting Spirit. That really stinks. Wait, why? Why did you play your... Just to draw a card, I guess. Okay, so we definitely don't want to give him cards now. Natural selection is not the greatest, fortunately. Boy. Play the Primus Shieldmaster. in a somewhat awkward position. So I feel like we'll just have to maybe I should have chipped away at this guy right here. Okay, but we have drawn a Ethereal Shroud, so we can do that. Don't have to worry too much. Yeah, that guy just went through his entire hand. So that Light Chaser will be pretty big. Not gonna lie, pretty big. Okay, so we're gonna be taking a lot of damage. 7 here. Oh my god, Divine Bond. Oh boy. Talk about drawing the nuts. Alright, anyways, I'm gonna shroud this. Get ourselves up. Clear everything he has. I think we can do without Plasma Storm. He has 3 cards in hand. Called out turn. Oh my god. Talk about drawing the nuts. I'm glad to see the Healing Mystic. Puts us in a little bit more comfortable of a position. But next turn will probably just be Bright Moss. Probably just be Bright Moss. What else could it be? Scintilla. Doesn't have Bloodbound spell available. Actually, I'll probably replace this. This is burst damage, so. Okay. Probably just play the Bright Moss right now. I don't want to take any more damage from this thing, or from in general. But I like to keep him alive, so maybe I have to trade here. Quick face. Play Bright Moss. I'm not going to hit with the Primus Shield Master because it'll just die to, Tempest. So, of which I don't think he's running Tempest with such a small curve. Fighting Spirit, interesting. Does he have no minions in hand to play? Guess not. I would actually like a Martyrdom. That means we heal back up pretty well, so now we're kind of in the driver's position. So that's actually great for us right here. He's down to 2 cards. And we have a pretty commanding position. Again, we can replace the Plasma Storm, only 2 cards in hand. I actually like just giving this guy a buff. Just start going face. I could care less about the Ubo. I don't see the need to Bloodbound spell this turn, but I will just Elucidator and Healing Mystic this guy up. Put him down to 6. So I think we're in a very good spot right now. Tempest doesn't obliterate us. This guy stays alive. which I liked which I like more than Greater Forwarding the Elucidator. I like this. So yeah, well played. I think he blew his hand too early and had a very low curve. But yeah. All right, so we should have completed the quest by now, and that's plus another 15 gold, so we can definitely buy a pack. How actually gives us 50 gold after 3 more games. So if we win the next 3, that'll be 95 gold, or excuse me, 65 gold, putting us 5 short, which we can't feature. So we can only open 1 pack this episode. Let's see what it is. We'll continue to play Magmar until we can, until we unlock Ragnarok. Epic is great. Woodwen and Spectral Blade, that's great for starting off with a busy, and so is Sojourner. Could actually include that in our list. Increases the number of 3, so I'll actually include Sojourner into our list. Alright, so we just got Starhorn. Woodwen, we can definitely disenchant that. Next episode we'll start crafting things. What can we do with Sojourner so far? It goes well with pretty much everything. And we don't have any 3s. I'm not a big fan of including Earthwalker. I like the Bright Moss. Maybe we'll cut 1 Plasma Storm and include the Sojourner. Call that a turn. Also got Sunbloom, which is great, and Spectral Blade. All great cards. So we'll do 3 more games. And hopefully can win those. There's a busy, right as I take out 1 Plasma Storm. Great. Alright, so we can do, I like the butt tier. I like the Iridium Scam, I don't like that. If we pull another 2-drop, then this is good. Otherwise, we just lead off with a Sojourner. Call that a turn. Okay. We could do like Bloodshot Alchemist and Veil Hunter, but I don't really like that play at all. That's an ooze. That's interesting. Okay. Just like moving on forward. Play the Sojourner there. Call that a turn. If we get a Greater Fortitude, we can Natural Selection. See what he has. Wraithling Swarm? Okay. Inkling Surge. Interesting. Okay. What else do you have? Another ooze. Okay. It's putting on a lot of pressure, which kinda sucks. I could just equip the Iridium Scale, but I think that's better for next turn. This Natural Selection's like really bad. Can do that and develop a Veil Hunter. So we'll just draw first, actually. Adamantine Claws. That's interesting. We'll lose our Iridium Scale. I think that's okay. Maybe it's better to play the Prime. Nah, the Primus just dies. And I want to play around Soul Shatter Pact a little bit. And we can kill the oozes next turn. I was tempted to put the Sojourner right here actually, but save the charge. Sphere of Darkness. Okay. Is this I doubt this is like a hybrid Nocturne list. It could be, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Abyssal Crawler. I really doubt he has, you know, Obliterate and Nocturne, but we don't need two of these. Blood Alchemist, this one. Clear this one. Great. We got another Blood Tier, but I'd rather play the Primus Shield Master. Plus we can get rid of everything. Like this. The Primus Shield Master. Well, that a turn. If we can get Flash Reincarnation, then can get World Core Golem out in next turn. But that's being too hopeful. So another Sphere would be bad. Alright. So this man has played 2 Oozes and 2 Sphere of Darkness. This could just be like an aggro Lilith that's just super outdated and he just came back to the game. It can be a number of things. Is that the 3rd Inkling Search? 2nd or 3rd? Not sure. I want to give him the benefit of the doubt and say it's his 2nd one. But 3, if it was E3 Inkling Surges, then damn. Okay. So we'll always draw first. Primus. Do that in Blood Tier. And play another, and play Sunsteel Defender actually. I like this for potential Night Watcher. And I like the Sunsteel Defender. He has a Breath of the Unborn, which is a 4-mana AoE spell for Abyssian. Might as well just cash in on that 2 damage now. But yeah, it's a 4-mana deal 2 to every enemy minion for Abyssian, and heals all friendly minions to full health. I mean, alternatively, I could have played the Sunsteel Defender here to play around Repulsor Beast, but I don't think that was too big of an issue. It would have been most of his turn. And a Blood-type Priestess. Okay. Well, we can definitely clear that with a it's also a very lucky spawn, but the question is, can we kill him actually? With Adamantine Claws and Bloodbound spell, that puts us up to 8 attack, 14, 16. We're just shy. I think I would rather look for Plasma Storm, but that's not it. Or Greater Fortitude, that would have been good too. I'll just move here. Just start cashing on damage. Shroud this. And we'll play another Primus Shield Master. call that a turn. I do like hitting him. That potentially sets up lethal next turn with double adamantine claws, which is 12 damage. So pretty much just need any one of these minions to survive. It should be good. And we should be okay. The worst thing that could happen now would be like a necrotic sphere. But punished, that's interesting. Thinks he's Cassava. Another punish could actually be nice. With the Shield Master, you can run away. But he doesn't. So that's actually lethal. With double adamantine claws. We only needed one, but it's nice to see a Voth with, you know, double-digit attack, right? Cool. Very cool. So I hope you guys find this educational in the way I position with these minions. Positioning is key. I don't think we would have gotten as far as we did against Wanderer if it wasn't for positioning. But anyways, we got Linar, which is pretty nice. So we'll be looking for natural selections and plasma storms. We have a Flash Reincarnation, which is pretty good. I don't think we need the Adamantine Claws because they do have cards like Tempest, which can just limit the value of it. Though it is nice to keep against Silverguard Knight, so I might hold on to it. Maybe the Flash Reincarnation is the most greedy because we only have. I mean, I guess we could play a Flash Sunsteel. Could also play Flash and Natural Selection, but it just kills our hand. So maybe we get rid of the Boss Brutality. But we draw the Bright Moss, so there's our turn 1 play. Which is very lucky. And he has nothing himself, so that's quite unfortunate. So we'll just play that to call it a turn. Starting off very strong with a turn 1 4/7. Very strong play. And then we even have a good follow-up with Primus Shield Master or Natural Selection for something like Silverguard, but I'll probably just equip the Adamantine Claws if it is a Silverguard Knight. I think we're okay if he does that. Scintilla is interesting. It's tempting to Natural Selection it actually. But I don't want to Natural Selection it just yet. Just like going face. Put him to 19. Next turn we can do even more. In order to kill the Primus, he has to roar his Scintilla and trade, which I think is just okay. Maybe I should have Natural Selection, but I like developing. Could be a Martyrdom. Alright. And that trades. Doesn't really do anything else this turn for him. Other than heal him back up. So he could trade. Yeah, so he does trade. Unless he has a slow or a Silverguard Squire, his turn's pretty much over. Which it is. We could develop Sojourner. I actually like Spelljammer. Let's hit him again. Call that a turn. Fill our hand up. His hand's already full, so we're pretty good. Plays around Dancing Blades. Playing it right behind your general is good. Plays around Dancing Blades. Also plays around Primus Shield Master, because as I said in the last episode, playing things on the corners is weak to provokes. What is that? Iron. Ooh, Iron Cliff Monument. If he has the Timekeeper, which he might, I just want to play a Natural Selection this turn. And Adamantine Claws. Place the Sojourner, we have Spelljammer. So, just Natural Selection that. Play Adamantine Claws. And just hit him for 10, setting up lethal next turn. So if we draw another Natural Selection or a Plasma Storm, could just kill him potentially next turn. Even if he does Body Block, we can, hopefully trade. Ooh, Ironcliff Guardian and Roar. We can just kill it. So Sanctify. Okay. Interesting. We can kill it. Natural Selection doesn't do it. So that's a good play on his part. So we'll have to trade everything in. I do like the Primus Shield Master locking him down. So I think I'll do that. Again, playing around Dancing Blades. You don't have anything like Drogon on the list. Maybe I should replace for something else. I think this is the least useful. Sunsteel's good, so we can just play that. Potentially kill him next turn. With like a Natural Selection, or since we have Greater Fortitude, if he just body blocks with another Ironcliff, we could just do Greater Fortitude and hopefully replace in the Natural Selection. Because they'll both be at 5 attack. They'll both be at 5 attack, so Natural Selection would work on that. So Martyrdom's a good way of getting out. Keeps the distance between us, but we can just play Arrow Whistler Brightmoss, which I think is a solid enough play. Tempest, why? Get rid of the artifact? I can't reach you. Maybe he's thinking about Silhouette Tracer. It's a fair play, but I think as much as I want to get the Brightmoss down, I think I'll just play Sunsteel Defender. Call that a turn. Sky Burial. Excuse me? That works. That works. You need something else as well. Second Sun, oh boy. I mean, we could just punch. No, we can't punch it. If we get another Greater Fortitude, that's lethal. Could just trade here and play 2 things in his face. And one of them is Provoke, so he can't play anything else. I actually like that better. So let's actually replace this. Alright. So he needs a spell in order to survive here. And we can also just kill him next turn with Bloodbound Spell and Blood Tear. So the odds of him having removal for most of these guys and a Provoke Body is unlikely. I don't even think he has. I don't know what would work. I guess Aperion's Claim and Healing Mystic would have saved him, but it did not. It did not. So just one more game, and we'll get that quest completed, and we'll call that an episode. I'll check see how many more wins we'll need to unlock Ragnarok. Because then we can start building some actually fun budget decks, something with combos, something that looks a little flashy, more than just tempoing out our opponent and playing bigger minions than them. But we got Suck. If there's artifacts involved, we could be very much in trouble, so I'll get rid of both of my artifacts. Keep both blood tears, they're good. I'm sure this person has been away from the game. Whatnot. Being in silver. Quite a bit of ribbons. Nice. Let's see what he has. This could be a pyromancer. Yes, it is. I do want to play around Bone Swarm, though. But we do have the answer, which is great. This is good against Vitruvian, especially in the early divisions, the lower divisions. It's good against Pyromancer, it's good against the artifacts, so it's good to have. I'm gonna keep. I'm not going to keep Plasma Storm, though. Well, I'll just play that and Blood Geo Alchemist. Oh, did I misclick? Oh my god. Oh no. I swore it hovered over it. That's so bad. Oh no. That's bad. So we'll have to use another Blood Geo Alchemist, which is really not the greatest. Especially with First Wish. Damn. Oh, did I really misclick? Gosh. Neuralink. You can't fly anywhere. That sucks. Oh man. I can't even play natural selection. Okay. Yeah, we might just lose now because of that misclick. That sucks. I don't think natural selection is doing us any good here. Hospitality. It's interesting. I really want to get the Primus Shield Master down. And this play plays around that. We're just going through our hand, which is really bad. Maybe I should have kept the natural selection, not the blood tier. But if he has another Science First Wish, then natural selection wouldn't have mattered anyways. We would have been in such a good position. It's kind of bad. I guess we just have to SMOrc it out. Replace Healing Mystic. Damn. That actually put us pretty far behind, because we would have had an untouched Veil Hunter, which would have been great against Blast. So you could definitely do something like Staff of Vikir, which kind of sucks. That gets rid of it. Bone Swarm does as well. That's really bad. Alright. Core Golem, huh? That's hilarious, though. There's nothing we can really do besides just go face. Put him to 13. Plasma Storm, that's nice, actually, to see. Could help us keep up the aggression. Something like a Mara Healer. Our Mara Healer just bends us over next turn, but I think we're okay. We don't lose our charges. Lost in the desert. Interesting. I don't think that was... I mean, it gets rid of my artifact, but I don't think that was the strongest play. Alright. Maybe Blood Tear's not doing anything for us right here. Pause, huh? That's funny. I think we just have to go for it. We lose to another one, but he's running Bone Swarm, so we could lose to Bone Swarm. Anyways, so... We would have been in such a good position. I think we lose. I mean, he just needs well, if he can get rid of the... If he has another loss, we lose anyway, so it's not like it mattered. Plasma Storm can win us the game. If he plays something like Elmira, we lose. So, if he buffs that up with First Wish, then Duricane. That's interesting. Alright, so we just we get bailed out, never punished. Actually no, if he has the First Wish, then he survives. And we lose actually if he has the First Wish. Dragon Knight. Okay, so we win. Oh man, we got bailed out so hard. We got bailed out so hard. We shouldn't have won. I mean, not to say we shouldn't have won, but like we should have been punished a lot harder than we were. To be quite honest, we should have been punished a lot harder than we were. Moving up through silver, almost there to gold, or halfway there to gold. I don't think we have enough. What do we get? Do we get Ragnarok? Oh, we got an epic Sunset Paragon. I actually like that because we'll probably include that in our decks now because we don't want to lose to Wanderer anymore. So pulling a Sunset Paragon is actually fantastic. That'll be the episode for today after this epic or common crate. So we have a good emote game. Rook and Shaddai, not bad. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode, especially the newer players. Hope you found it educational in terms of positioning. Next episode, we'll probably go into crafting and start building a deck there. Sticking with Magmar and Lionar for now, until we have enough spirit to invest in Songhai and Vanar, because those cards, those factions actually require expensive cards, so we won't touch them until later, unfortunately. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and happy Wednesday. The series is goes live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. The reason why last episode went up on Tuesday was simply because I was delayed with the tier list, and that ended up going on Monday, so no double upload. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Catch you guys later. Bye, guys.